Greetings, fellow Demon Slayers. This is Taimanin and Mari here today with another video. And for today's topic, I want to just go ahead and say, start saving, guys. I'm pretty sure that Shiranui is going to be next. Reason being is, earlier this morning, I want to say maybe like 4 or 5 hours ago, there was another post on the Twitter account with a gift of Shiranui using her ultimate, where she summons her little water nymph or nereid, or however you want to call it. And it says, wait for it, ... So, that has me under the impression of what am I waiting for? Like, are you giving me Shiranui next, you know? So I know, like, we just talked about her yesterday, and I said take it with a grain of salt, but at this point, it's kind of getting to, like, the space of, I think people should start to prepare for that character, because we had a post on the Facebook, a post on the Twitter, and another post on the Twitter. So at this point, it's looking like that's going to be the next character we get. So if anyone was looking to get their hands on her, is a good time to start saving. Not that there will be much time, but, you know, put whatever you can away, get your house in order if that's who you want to main and play. Because it's looking like really good chances that she's going to be the next character. With that being said, this is good news to anyone who plays Murasaki, because, or wants to play Murasaki rather, because she's obviously going to be pushed back in favor of this surprise Shiranui release. So that gives those people time to put gems away to be able to purchase her, or maybe even give them enough time to save up to push for her mileage skin or pull weapons for her in the gacha. It doesn't bode well for people who wanted to play Shiranui, is now they're being rushed. And that's the other topic I want to get into today. So, there have been people, like, talking about, you know, how fast things are coming out in the game. And while I do appreciate that they're speeding up the releases, it's also kind of a worry of mine, because not every player in these games is going to be someone who is putting money onto the game religiously. Like, I know in my case, like, my two favorite characters out of what are in the existing roster are Shiranui and Renko, with Asuka being my other favorite, but she isn't even playable yet in Japan. So, just from my perspective, as someone who simped for Renko because I love Renko, and as someone who's going to simp for Shiranui because I love Shiranui even more than Renko, it's a bit sucky because, like, you know, now I'm, like, trying to get two characters, like, their mileage skin, their gear, I'm trying to get it back to back. And there's no way that isn't going to cost money. And when I think of it from, like, the perspective of someone who is free to play or even a light spender, it just sucks. Because, like, the big thing with gacha games that I enjoy is that I can do things such as, like, save up months to pity for the next thing coming. But with how this is, like, happening, there's not going to be time for that. So, people who have already, like, invested in getting Renko are now already looking at getting another character, like, literally right away. Like, Renko just released this week, if we're being technical, because, like, yeah, she was up for a few weeks, like, in a bundle, but to the general populace, like, of players, they're just now able to buy her for 1,000 gems as of Monday. And if we get Shiranui, say, next week or even November the 10th, I just feel like that's a little bit too fast. And I feel like a lot of players may end up feeling isolated because they just can't keep up. And we're not really moving at the same, like, release rate that the game originally did. These things came out a lot slower in Japan, so I don't want to say the words they're milking us, because I'm sure like that's not the case. They're just putting out the content because I know a big complaint, like when I read forums of when people were playing the Japanese version, a big complaint was that the game felt kind of like lacking content for long periods of time between updates. So I think they're trying to like rectify that issue by giving us stuff, but it does definitely feel a little bit rushed. And I just don't want like people who are free to play to feel discouraged. You will still be able to get the characters like for gems, and you may fall into their weapons if you're lucky. But besides that, it is a bit fast, unfortunately. I don't think it gives the game a pay to win vibe because, again, the game is very generous. Like, you do get a lot of gems. It does definitely counteract pity farming, and from a business standpoint, I guess it makes sense because people who know the Japanese schedule were probably planning around it and saying, oh, well, I'll do this, that, and the third. Like, for example, I got Renko because I was confident that Shiranui would come later, and then they changed the script. So, my plan was to save, like, for pity for Shiranui. That obviously won't come to fruition if she does get released, as these teasers are hinting. So it does kind of mess up people's planning because we're uncertain of what will come now. But from a business standpoint, it is genius because it forces people to put money into the game for what they want, and it causes them to make profits. So it is genius from that standpoint. Again, I'm not like a fanboy drone. Like, if I feel like we're being milked, I'll tell you. I really don't want to say it's that for right now. Like, the game isn't a month old yet in the West. So we would have to see, like, over the next couple of updates what they do, how they handle the game, before I can say, oh, they're milking us. But it is definitely a little fast. I do agree with people who have that opinion. I feel like even if they gave us, I don't want to say a month between, like, releasing Renko, but, like, okay, so we just got Renko. Even if they waited a couple of weeks at least after her release week. So say this week goes by, then we wait 2 more weeks, and then the Shiranui bundle pops with her gacha. I think even that gives people a little more time to at least put crystals away. Like, but whatever. It's happening. That's the case. I do think she's coming out. Get your house in order. Save your gems because you're probably going to have to use them towards that character if that's who you want. And again, as for people who want to play Sue or Murasaki, you're in luck because they will be getting pushed back. The only other thing I want to talk about today, besides this Shiranui controversy or news, is I was talking to people about kind of how the arena works, and obviously I don't have any like concrete, I guess, video evidence to show of that because it's not out here in the West. But essentially, it's a ranking-based system. The higher you rank, the more gems you get on a weekly payout. It doesn't seem too bad from what I was told. Like, it's gonna be a 3v3 format. You get 50 gems guaranteed if you don't like get into the diamond tier. And for getting into diamond tier, you get 75 gems. And then as you rank up higher into the ratings, up to like the top 200 or 100 or what have you, all the way up to number 1, you would get more gems. I was told it's really easy to get diamond tier, like it doesn't take much work, and it's a weekly score of points you get for playing the mode, and your points don't go down whether you win or lose if it stays the same as Japan. So once you hit diamond for the week, if you're just looking to get that like easy 75 gems, which most people like on the server that were talking about it advise doing, then it's really not that much of a grind. Like they were saying, even now in the Japanese server, you'll mostly be fighting like level 30 to 40 characters until you get into diamond, and then it starts to get more difficult. So I just wanted to give people like an idea of like what the PvP system is like, because the question has come up, We don't have it yet, but I wanted to just give you guys that information so I wasn't talking about Shiranui for another 15, 20 minutes. But back to that, I do think she's coming. I do think that it is a bit fast. I think they can ease up a bit on us because I would love for the whole community to feel included and not feel like they're getting milked. But unfortunately, it is what it is. It seems like the characters are going to come out very quickly. So be very careful with how you advance with your gems. Safe gem purchases, I'd say, are getting characters because of the AP bonus we get now. For having multiple characters, you get 5 per. I say that's safe to do. Buying skins, with how quick it's going, if you want to get your hands on characters, like, I'd even hold off on buying skins. Like, I did get all of Sakura's because the game was different a few weeks ago. So I didn't think things would be dropping as fast as they did, so I do have like a bunch of her skins. Like, I'm even avoiding the Halloween skins now because I'm going to need the 350 gems towards trying to get my mileage skin for Shiranui. So it puts a monkey wrench in buying skins. Like I say, like, if you have all the characters you want and like you're kind of happy with the gear you have, then yeah, buy skins for your main, but just be aware with how fast things are going. Your gems are going to need a place buying new characters. They're going to need a place pulling in potential gotchas to get weapons for those characters. You know, you're going to have to get your hands on things for all these characters if it really is going to be fast forwarded. I do encourage people to stick with the game. Maybe they'll ease up. I don't think it's going to be like as aggressive as it's seeming. At least I hope not. I have like a high opinion of the company that makes the Taimanin series. They've always made quality games in my eyes. So as long as the American publishers aren't money hungry like most publishers, we should be alright. So with that, I am going to end it here. There wasn't really much to discuss today. Just assume Shiranui is next because they keep hinting at it. That's the big takeaway from this video. So start saving, guys, and get hyped because Mama's definitely coming. With that, I'm going to stop things. I do hope that the video was helpful. If it was, please like and subscribe as it really does help out the channel. Thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate every view and subscriber, as you guys are helping me grow rather quickly. With that, you guys have a great rest of your day. May you have good luck in your gotchas, and take care.